What's happening, everyone? It's the Sportscast. It's me, Andy Grant, and this week, back in the hot seat is Callie. What's going on, lads? You been busy?
Very, very busy, mate.
I seen your clip up of your art, your latest one on your Instagram. For anyone who's following, Callie was just had a quick look. Then was the Bellamy teeing off.
Yeah,
bit of an iconic one.
Yeah,
and
really.
the celebrations from Adesanya was on there as well.
Yeah, there's some big UFC moments, hasn't there?
How fast does it take you to turn them round?
I'll do a drawing in. I'll do one a day, but if I've done it start to finish, it'll take me about 2 hours to do.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, look, if you can just zoom in on that, I mean, that's belted, that lad.
I'll send you the picture so you can flick it up on the
yeah, send us one, yeah.
So your editor can stick it in. But yeah, 2 hours from start to finish, because I don't do backgrounds or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get as much volume out as I
so
can.
good, lad. But no, glad you've been going well, lad.
Busy, mate, doing well.
Good stuff. Football, since we last had you on, Liverpool have improved slightly, lad.
Have they?
Well, if you can call beating Leeds, who are shite 6-1, improving.
I mean, look at the teams that they've lost against and drawn against before Leeds. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
What am I chatting? It was only Arsenal, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It was only the potential Arsenal game.
Yeah.
That's been okay.
I know. But I was thinking Leeds would probably slip up again against them, but just come together for them, didn't it? Just absolutely tore them apart.
Yeah, I think they're a poor side though, Leeds.
But we've lost the bottom of the league like 3 times this season, haven't we?
I think actually Leeds beat us at Anfield. To be fair.
I think we might have. We lost to Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest beat us.
Yeah.
While they were bottom.
I was at the game. I was Forest away. That wasn't
Forest away.
I was there, man.
Yeah.
Mate. On that note, what I want to kick off with you talking about, and I think people may say, he's just bitter. I don't think I am saying this. I think the standard of the league this season's been really poor.
It's shit.
Now, you could argue and go, well, that's just because you're doing shite. Maybe, but my argument to back this up is, you're in February and there's 8 teams that can get relegated. That's surely not, like...
The gap's small, innit, point-wise.
And there's so-called big teams
are
fucking shite.
Yeah.
Liverpool are playing shite. Chelsea have been shite. Tottenham have been shite.
Yeah, it's only
United have been... Well, even them, they got battered by us, buddy. What, 7-0. Battered by Brentford, 6-1 was it or something?
Have you compared the points tally? Because the worst league that I've seen points-wise was the Leicester one. I think Leicester won the league on like 68 points.
Really?
I might be wrong there, but it's
you are wrong,
because
in that
ballpark.
That's my question when I'm going to ring up someone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and it's not that. So you've given an answer there away. It's not that.
But theirs was I don't know what their exact points tally was.
Yeah, it was low though. Yeah, it was low.
But if Arsenal win the league this year, I don't know what points they're on now, but there's only 7 games left. It's going to be well less than the 90s.
I mean, even if Arsenal or City win the league in the 90s, I would still argue that it's a poor league in the sense that, again, you've not got your Tottenham have been going at it, hammer and tongue each week. Liverpool obviously haven't. I know you've had a few surprises like Brighton and Newcastle who've done well, but the notorious big teams just haven't performed, and the arguably mediocre teams have been dragged into it, like Leicester and Everton have been dragged into relegation fights, and it's like...
Yeah, I mean, it depends what your definition of good is, because a good league, to me, is where everyone's almost as competitive as each other. Do you know what I mean? Where the mid-table sides aren't that far off the top. Like, running away with it, for me, is just like... There's no point, like the way City just blasted every year most years.
Yeah, I think for the neutral, I totally agree. I'm just, with regards to if you're going to kind of try and, I know it's impossible, but if you're going to try and compare maybe Arsenal when they win the league or the City to maybe when United have in the past or Liverpool have, whatever, I just think this is a poor league, and I sound so bitter saying it, but I don't know, I just like, even look at the bottom then, mate, there's still, there was 8 teams last week, there's probably 4 or 5 now that can still go down.
Yeah, I looked at the points tallies. I think 3 teams are on 27 points, including Everton, and then above them there's only like 3 points between 12th and or 15th and bottom of the league, and it's just like. But I kind of like that though. I like how competitive, how much it switches.
I'll be honest, I enjoyed it more when Liverpool just smoking everyone.
Basically, I want Liverpool to just be top of the league.
Basically. I've enjoyed the relegation side of things, and not just because Everton are in it, just because like 1 week, the bottom of the league, next minute, you're like a team like 12th.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed that side of things, but I just think it's mad with the quality of the Prem, the managers that we've got. You know, look at the players Chelsea have signed. You know, there's some of the players that are in that league now.
Yeah, that are just...
And the quality, I just don't think has been there.
Yeah, there's not been many high-level games.
Yeah, that's a probably better way of putting it.
Probably the way you're trying to say it. But like when Liverpool and City play each other, it's like in the last 5 years, it's been like best football games in the world.
Oh, yeah.
But when Arsenal play City now, it's just like a bit of a... Like,
that's what I mean. Like,
there's not high quality.
And if like United and Spurs are on, you're thinking, Spurs are shite.
Yeah.
So, or like if Chelsea are playing Spurs, you're thinking, there's not that big feel of like the two big ones are playing each other.
There's no like two main rivals, is there? No. Like even when we played City this year, because they're so far ahead of us.
Yeah, it didn't even feel like a competitive game.
And then even the derbies where we're playing United and Everton, they seem a bit like no one's asked.
I know.
Like Everton are just worrying about relegation. We're just seem to be just floating.
Yeah, it's been a weird.
It's a weird season. Like,
I think it's a little bit arguably like the COVID season.
Yeah.
And I'd say that because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, you forget. It seems ages ago now, but you forget there was a World Cup
in the middle of
in the middle of the season. It has been a weird season. I said it's a bit of a freak season. Someone said that's just because Liverpool aren't winning the league, and it's not. But I think the results, like we've just mentioned, then now no one's really pulled away.
Yeah.
Everyone's beating everyone, and the relegation teams are like so vast. Just proves it is a bit of a freak season.
Yeah, it does seem weird. Like, well, I think City, the only thing that's going to be regular is City going to pip Arsenal to the post.
Do you think?
Yeah, I mean 4-point gap now with a game in hand, with 7 games to play.
I mean, I said City for ages. I didn't ever think Arsenal were going to win.
Yeah, I want Arsenal to win. I want them to win the league now because there's no one else to win it other than them or City. But I just think they're gonna fall away. They've dropped points in the last 2 games now. So
yeah, they were winning 2-0 against West Ham and Liverpool, and managed to get. I think mentally as well, that is a big one for them.
That the type of like the way you drop points is just as important as dropping points. I think.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Because they're going to be going into their next game, which is away. I don't know who it's against, but it might even be City.
I think it is, yeah. It's City, yeah.
They've just lost winning positions against 2 teams that are well below them in the league, and now they've got to go to the Etihad and win.
Yeah, and
I
also
think City are just going to smoke them.
And City have got that thing where they can go 20 games unbeaten.
Yeah,
Leave it form at the right time.
Yeah, they're like 10 in or something.
Leave it form at the right time, and
yeah.
I put a tweet up the other day and said if you still fancy having a bet on City, now's the time because they were evens.
Yeah,
I think they're like 1-2 now or 2-5.
Yeah, they just know how to get it done at this stage of the season, don't they?
To keep it on, Man City then went through in the Champions League. Do you think this could be the season they do it?
No, I think Madrid will do them in the final.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they got them in the semis, haven't they?
Oh, sorry, the semis, yeah. The other one's AC Inter, isn't it?
Yeah, the Milan derby.
Yeah. There's a thing about Champions League. I've done a bit of content around this myself. When a team like City come up against a team who've been there, done it, won the Champions League, lost the Champions League, and just being through that machine of the Champions League, they've got the experience, they know what it takes. You've got to favour the people who've been there before. Like City against Chelsea in the final, like I knew City were going to lose that game. And with Real Madrid against City, and the stakes are high, it's the semi-final. I can't see Madrid losing to City over 2 legs.
I agree with you. You could use the example of Liverpool Tottenham when they played, you know what I mean? I totally agree with you.
And
however,
Madrid as well.
However, there's got to be a time though when
it turns round.
You've got to have your first time. You know, not always. What's that saying? You know, there's always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
At one point
you are the bride.
You are the bride, and you're getting it on in your honeymoon suite with the European Cup. You know what I mean? It's like,
I think so, but I think the odds need to be in your favour a little bit. Like,
surely, lad, Haaland, the odds are in their favour now.
I just think on the biggest stages, Real Madrid have just got what it takes. Like, Benzema's on fire. He's destroyed every team he's played against this season.
He's just signed a new contract as well.
Signed
Mate,
a new contract.
Mate, I agree, but I think Pep's got his history with Madrid as well, and
yeah, I mean they've lost the Champions League final now. City, so they know what it takes to get to the final. That might be the turning point for them. But if they beat Madrid, they've won it because they're gonna smash the two Milan teams.
I can't believe that Napoli got
knocked
beat
out
by AC Milan.
Yeah,
Mad that.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. I don't think
No,
either.
no. They absolutely smoked the league, and I thought, you know what, they're going to put all the eggs in the basket of the Champions League now because the league's done and dusted, and yeah,
no, they look lackluster, didn't they?
Yeah, which I thought was a bit mad, but mate, I don't just think City will win the Champions League. I think they'll do the treble. Mate, they play Arsenal next week. They'll pump Arsenal.
Yeah, they'll batter Arsenal.
I think they'll beat Madrid, and then they've got Sheffield United in the
final.
Oh, that's the semis, I think, the FA Cup.
Yeah,
that's this weekend, and then they've got United or Brighton or
it'll be United. It'll be a City United final.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Brighton could be United maybe. But either way, City mate are doing the treble.
I don't even want to think about it. It just makes you feel sick. I think they might do 2 out of 3. I can't see them. I can't see a way past Madrid. When Madrid are shit, they win the Champions League.
No.
And Madrid have been flying. Like, they've knocked out the best teams as well. Teams who've been there and won it.
Do you think if Man City were to do the treble, it would be as good as when United done it? Or it would be respected as much?
Yeah. It won't be respected as much, but it is as good.
See,
it's just because the money.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, I agree, actually, but yeah.
Because everyone will go, well, they bought it.
That's what my argument was going to be.
It's always going to be that. They bought everything.
I just think, mate, they're so tainted in whatever they do now.
With the cheating stuff as well, that came out last summer, and it's one of them, innit? That's why everyone roots against them.
Mate, United ruined our childhood, right? But I can still say, do you know what? They had a group of players that come through.
Yeah, they had youngsters.
And do you know what I mean? And they've done it.
Yeah. They did spend a fortune, but they had a lot of youngsters like the Beckhams, the Scholes's, the Giggses, you know what I mean? He brought them up through the ranks, didn't he?
And you've got to respect that, like, do you know what I mean? Whereas what City have done, they've still got this, you know, fine looming over their heads. That's still not all been wrapped up.
Yeah. Even if they win the league and they win 2 trophies, they'll go and spend 200 million in the summer for the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
To pack the bench out, and it's like...
And that's why I think, yes, it's got to be respected. However, is it as good as United's? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it is. United are doing 3 leagues back to back.
Yeah.
Champions Leagues. They were just... I don't think you'll ever get a team as...
I just think that it's just so tainted that no one will ever acknowledge it as much. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Maybe, again, any blue listens to this being he's fucking bitter because it's fucking City of fuck Liverpool over, but anyway. I just think Haaland as well. I think Carragher made a great point, and he said, you know, City aren't buying Haaland to win them the league.
No.
They're doing them to win the Champions League.
Yeah.
And listen, he scored again. He missed the pen, but still scored.
Yeah.
He will, and that's what I understand your argument about Madrid being Madrid, but City being as they are, with that added ingredient of Haaland, I think that's what he was bought for, and that's what he's going to deliver on.
Yeah, what I have noticed with them is that when they do beat teams, they blow them away. Like, because Haaland can score 2 or 3 in a game, can't he? So maybe that's the difference maker. I
think the type of goals they score as well, that counter-attack, John Stones, you know, hoofs it forward. Haaland does a little layoff, then spins and runs. He gets a little lucky that the defender slipped, but you just think that's Route 1 football, holding it up, passing off and running. And then they can play the ticky-tacky 70 passes and then just pass it in. I just think, mate, it's
scary to watch. I went to the City Bayern Munich game, the quarter, at the Etihad, and he didn't even get out of second gear.
Yeah.
I was just watching it like, this is just like...
Bayern did disappoint me though.
They did. I think Bayern have been like that a bit this season though as well. Like, they can absolutely batter you and then get beat 1-0 the next game. So
would you take Mane back?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's his environment that's causing the issues that he's got now, rather than his ability.
Banged Sané out, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I was made up. I was tweeting about it and everything. I was like, Shadi, yo.
Not a fan of Sané, lad, no.
I just love Mane. Just everything he does, he can't do no wrong in my eyes.
I thought it was mad. Some people had like a proper love affair with Mane. Don't get me wrong, I loved him, but I was more Salah. But you get some people who are like, Mane is like...
That was me. I, even though Salah is undisputably Liverpool's best player over the last 5 years, there was just a thing about Mane that he was just... I just had more affinity with him. He was just... I think he wanted it more. I feel like he was less of a spoiled kid at times. Like Salah got a cop on when he didn't score, and his Mane was just like, fucking, give me the fucking ball.
Just always smiling, going for it, yeah. Yeah, now a few people are like that, got a few mates like that.
Yeah.
Mate, on to another team, like Liverpool, who were having an absolute nightmare. Chelsea.
Yeah.
I seen a little argument, which was a great thing, of about Lampard coming in. Mate, he's only won 1 of his last 17 games he's managed.
Yeah.
Like, that is... I mean, I don't care if you're managing Sunday League
it's
or...
probably the worst management.
I think he's fucked himself going there, you know?
Yeah. But he's what's he there till for 8 games? What's the worst that can happen?
They did not win. That's what's going to happen.
They don't win a single game.
But he's just potentially... Well, no potentially bad anymore. Like, he's... If he wants to go into a manager... You know, sorry. If he wants to have a long career in management, mate, this is not the way to go about it.
It's not. But if he puts like 4 wins together...
Nah.
No?
Nah. Lad, I think he was brought in because at Ted Bowley spoke to James Corden.
Yeah.
James Corden said, give me mate Frank a little go.
Gives a go, yeah.
And I think they were just hoping for like a bit of a miracle in Madrid or something, you know, maybe that could kickstart the season. That hasn't happened.
Yeah.
They've lost the first 3 games, I think, in the Prem.
I just think there's no one else.
Well, what I don't understand, this is the thing I was going to say to you about, why they didn't get someone like Luis Enrique to come in, have that 10 games at the end of the season, and then he can see for himself the players that he doesn't want. Because what's going to happen now is Lampard has this last 8 games, Lampard has his own opinion, then on the, what date did they come back, say the 1st of July, Luis Enrique or the old Bayern manager, whoever, will come in, and then he's now got to go through the whole, don't like your attitude, you're lazy. At least he would have had 10 games to see where players' heads are at, you know what I mean? And
then whether he could take it or not after the season. Chelsea is like Everton, but with more money. Their clubs for me are just run exactly the same. It's a poison chalice. There's always going to just be... It seems to be deeper than just the performance. It seems to be like a culture issue.
Yeah, culture, massively.
Like the amount of... But like I said, they could. I think I said this on the last podcast. They could win the league next season, Chelsea. Couple of signings, and that's what they do, isn't it? They finish 9th.
I don't even think it's the sign. I think it's just if they get a manager in who can gel that squad, get rid of a few that they don't need. Possibly they do need to bring in a striker. Yeah, totally agree. They could easy go and win that league. It wouldn't surprise anyone, I don't think.
It wouldn't. But you'd want that job. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's going to be Luis Enrique or the Bayern Munich.
Rafa will end up there.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
That would be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? Rafa's looking in the mix at speaking to people going, can you put a word in for me? I guarantee you.
Do you reckon?
Oh mate, he'd love. He's been there before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He'd love to go back there.
Had he won them the
Europa League?
Oh, Europa League, yeah.
He'd love to go there for a season and just see if he could win like the FA Cup and then just go.
Yeah. It's mad how like managers still have the edge. Like, I mean, you look at him and Roy Hodgson, like 70 odd, doing a job at Palace now. Lad, he's doing bits at Palace, mate.
Me and you were proper slagging on the other week at the podcast, like, what, he's fucking too old.
And at least
like Joe Biden.
He's got 3 wins on the spin.
I know, he's doing well. I mean, sometimes
like they're out the relegation battle now. I'd say Palace
that comfortably. They're not going to not win for the rest of the season.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah, who knows, mate? I don't know who's going to end up at Chelsea, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won the league next season with whatever manager they take.
But I'd be what, mate. Palace now are only 3 points behind Chelsea. They were getting relegated last week, Palace.
They were gone, in my opinion, last week.
Made 3 points behind Chelsea, and they've scored a goal more than them.
Yeah.
That is madness.
Sometimes it's just a change of scenery, though.
Yeah.
It literally is. It's like one manager comes in with a bit more respect on his head than the others.
Yeah.
And it's just...
If I was Frank, I'd be worrying for my career after this, because he's just...
What it looks like. I mean, it's not like the UFC. I'll take on any job. It's not like
no,
that.
No, it is not.
You've got to actually do something.
Yeah. Lad, what other... you know what, that's a great point you make. What other profession, right, can you lose or win 1 out of 17 and walk into one of the highest profile jobs in the country?
None. It's backward, mate.
It is so
set
fucked
those
up.
Contracts up in football, it's insane. It's insane.
Imagine a boxer getting beat.
Yeah.
16 fights on the spin and then calling out Fury. You'd just be like,
it's mad, mate. I can't think of another profession where you would get that high profile of a job.
And he's going to be on decent wage, isn't he? Be on a couple
millions,
$100,000 a week.
Millions.
For those, like, for 3 months.
A couple of million by the end of May. Well, when does the season end the season because of the World Cup? By the end of June.
At what point as well, as fans, by the way, as well, but also managing people in football, before we realise, just because you are an unbelievable footballer is not going to make you a good manager. Listen, Lampard, probably, I'd say it's only Gerrard and Scholes above him.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd only say Gerrard. I'd argue maybe Lampard's better than Scholes. I'd say Gerrard, Lampard.
Yeah.
So he's, you know what I mean? Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's highest of the highs, isn't he, player-wise, but...
Just fucking can't manage.
But there's no managers, though, like... The players that are going, like, look at Vincent Kompany, he's doing a great job. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's getting promoted to the Prem. But, like, who else do you go for? Because what are the managers, like, could you name 10 managers now, high-profile managers? I couldn't. Do
you know what I'd love to get in the Prem? Simeone.
Yeah.
He'd be great, him.
Simeone, he's a Chelsea manager, him.
Yeah.
He's got Chelsea.
I once him at Liverpool for a while.
Yeah.
And then we got Klopp, and then I just forgot his fucking name. Diego. Yeah, I'd say
yeah. He'll be a Chelsea manager, potentially even. No, I
would have said United, yeah.
But Ten Hag's not going anywhere at the minute, is he?
Mate, moving on to Merseyside, then we'll start with Liverpool first, and Trent. Last 2 games, well, first half of Arsenal, woeful. Second half, unbelievable. And then again, played another great game in that kind of further right midfield kind of mode. It's got me thinking, with us pulling out the race for Bellingham, would it be potential to start looking at a right back instead?
We need to.
And putting, having a proper young, energetic midfield along the lines of Trent, Bagotic, maybe some experience of Thiago or Fabinho, Hendo, but just going with like Trent and Bagotic, and that's probably not how you say his name. I can never say it, by the way, but
Bagotic. I don't know. Battersby.
Battersby. Get Trent and Battersby in midfield, but no, I think 2 young, energetic lads, maybe a bit of experience in there. If we're not going to get Bellingham, because I just think Trent's performance there, although it sounds like the obvious answer to just teach him how to defend, it's clear that you cannot teach him how to defend.
No.
He is a bad... arguably, I think I was played left back. I'd give myself a shot at left back.
I mean, at times he done all right, but he's not a great defender, is he? But yeah, youth is always the way to go for me. Like, especially in the midfield, you want the legs, don't you?
Yeah. And he's so athletic.
He is, but the tackling's still got to be there for me. Like, depending on the role he plays, I know he's very attacking. We're going to need another Fabinho or another Mascherano or someone still, I think, in the midfield, as well as a right back to cover Trent. I don't feel like we've got the discipline in the midfield to allow Trent to do that against the big teams. I feel like we need a solid linchpin, because Fabinho does it sometimes.
Just been poor form, hasn't he, this season?
He has, but he needs he's one of those players that I feel like he needs a bit of license himself, because he's good going forward too. I feel like we just need another... Like, Henderson's coming to the end now. We can't keep playing Henderson and Milner in the midfield. Thiago's out injured all the time. Fabinho, Harvey Elliott is looking elsewhere. just feel like we need another midfielder as well as Trent. That Battersby keeps fucking getting injured as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, mate, I might sound like an idiot for saying this, but do you think there's potential in Trent's career to do a bit of a Gareth Bale and end up just moving further and further up the pitch?
Yeah.
Let's say next season, let's say he does midfield next season, gets 5 goals, 15 assists. Season after, same, and then before you know it, he's playing
up top
in an almost Mo Salah kind of, you know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, he's got the quality, hasn't he? In terms of passing the ball, knowing where the goal is, his vision. He's got everything you want in a creative midfielder.
Yeah.
And he's not slow either. Do you know what I mean?
He is slow when he's fucking running backwards to defend, like. But
yeah, but he's not like off the mark. He's quick. He's a quick thinker. So yeah, I can see him playing any creative role going forward.
I love Trent, and I'm taking a piss, but
yeah,
absolutely love him to bits. But he's just not good enough to be a right back as a offensive right back. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool. If Liverpool want to win the league and the Champions League again, they can't have him. Like you say, when you're playing the Real Madrids, you don't want him going up against Vinicius Junior again. You know.
I agree with that to a degree, but Liverpool have got a massive hole in midfield, and when that is filled effectively, they can go and win every. Look how good we were with Trent at right back. That's the best Liverpool team I've ever seen, and probably will ever see. And Trent, no one was like, put Trent in midfield.
No,
you know what I mean?
I think
Wijnaldum was just boom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, without a doubt, that midfield when it's on fire helps the defence out massively, doesn't it? And it doesn't look as exposed, but it's probably a number of factors, isn't it? When we're not playing well, people are injured, form's dipped, and it's like on the defence, that's when it's like, wow, you're maybe not as good as we thought you were.
Yeah, definitely. We need another Robbo.
Yeah.
Need another Robbo, and then we can keep that width as well. Or just a standard right back.
Yeah,
someone who can fucking boost it in the stands.
Which is nothing wrong in that lad anymore, but we all think, oh, you know.
Yeah. So there's 2 ways to go about it, but it looks like we're going to go with the centre midfield and then fill him in at right back.
Got Forest at the weekend at home, should be just a... I know we've been shit, but that should be 3 points.
Yeah.
If we do not get 3 points there, I think we're 1-7, I think. I mean...
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah, that's a banker for me, like...
Yeah.
I'll be made to eat my words again here, but that's got to be 3 points.
Mate, onto the blue side of Merseyside. Again, not taking the piss, but Everton got beat 1-0 by Chester midweek.
Yeah.
Don't know if you've seen. Now, listen.
Behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors.
Got leaked.
The thing I'll say about that, though, is maybe it was done a case of the saying, listen, we're not asked about the result, just get 90 minutes in your legs. And if that's the case, fair enough. Doesn't matter about the result.
Yeah.
But still.
You don't want to see it on your social media, do you?
No.
I thought someone had made it up.
I
saw someone put it in like WhatsApp group, and I was like, that can't be real, that. But
Calvert-Lewin played 90 minutes.
Did he?
70. He played 70. So maybe let's not try and be bitter. Positives there. He's got 70 minutes in the bank. Hopefully now he can get more minutes.
Yeah.
He can get more minutes after the weekend. But I know what you mean. As an Evertonian, you're looking at that thinking, what the fuck are we getting beat by Chester for 1-0? I think they had 5 or 6 first teamers playing as well.
I don't think Everton fans would be surprised. It's just as bad as getting beat by under 18s Liverpool in the FA Cup the other season.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That was embarrassing. I think they're used to it.
I think the big worry now is for Evertonians. Listen, I thought Everton were going to be safe now, and then I thought at home, I actually put Everton in my footy bet. I thought Everton at home to Fulham, absolute banker. Fulham haven't got Mitrovic, you know, Goodison at home, all that, and they get beat 3-1. I think that was a big worrying moment there for Evertonians, because all of a sudden now you're still thinking, and the biggest worry for me when you look at the league table, so you've got, let's say Southampton are done, you've got Leicester on 25, Forest on 27, Everton on 27, Leeds on 29. Now out of those 4 teams there, Leeds and Leicester have both scored 40 plus goals.
Yeah.
Everton and Forest have only scored 24. Now, they're about 18 goals behind there, Everton and Forest.
Yeah.
To what Leicester and Leeds are scoring. Now, if you're going to pull out of that, you need to start scoring goals.
Yeah.
So, you know, out of the bottom 4, Southampton, Everton and Forest have all scored 24 goals. That to me is like
a telltale sign. Usually when you drop out the league, you have a season where you just scrape it, and then the next one you go. I've been thinking all season Everton are going to go. I can't see them putting a run of games together. At the same time though, I don't think they're the worst team in out of those three. I think Forest, I'd like to see Forest stay up.
Yeah.
But Leicester are in 3-4 and momentum is everything.
But like what we said before though, Leicester, you would not expect Leicester to go down. And that's why I said about the Prem has been a shit, because you just, I don't know, that Lanacho I think's a great player for them.
Yeah. I'll never forgive him now for missing that chance against City.
I remember it, lads. I remember.
Mate.
That'd be my worry if I was an Evertonian. I just think, you know, I could arguably see Forest getting Forest seem to play well in random games. If they do that, maybe. I think Leicester have got some decent players there. Who's Maddison and Lanacho. Not Maddison, who's his name? It is Maddison, isn't it?
Yeah, Maddison plays for Leicester,
Lanacho. Just people who can score goals in general. Something that Everton haven't got.
What are the run-ins like?
Everton have got Palace at the weekend.
You're flying.
So again, like you wouldn't be that confident going. It's away as well. So,
I think it depends on the next few games, because if it goes to like the last day, anything can happen. You can't really predict it.
Well, Everton's next 3 games are Palace away, which I think if they got a point, that'd be a good point.
Oh, massive point.
They've got Newcastle at home. Newcastle obviously didn't have a great result last week, but you know they want to get that top 4. So Newcastle have obviously got Everton to play for.
Yeah.
The big one is Leicester away. That is going to be massive.
That's the decider, I reckon.
Because after that, mate, they've got Brighton away and then Man City. So
they're not going to win their games either.
It's I think that Leicester game is absolutely massive.
Who've Leicester got? Leicester's running. I don't think.
Let me see. Leicester's running. They've got the next few games. They got Wolves, massive. Then Leeds. So yeah, if Leicester have got Wolves, Leeds, Everton. That is 3 big games for Leicester. That. See, if Leicester can get 6 points out the next 2 and then start going to that Everton game, it's a complete different landscape. Isn't it? Jesus, mate, it's just as exciting at the bottom there, mate.
Yeah,
unbelievable. Who are we going for then? Last one in the Premier. Who are you going for on the drop?
I've got to say Everton.
You want to go with Everton?
I just think the way, and again, I might be being bitter here, but just scraping it last season, the way the fans and the club are all in disarray, I can't see them surviving. I'm
going to go Southampton, although I don't want them to, Forest, and although I don't want them to, Everton.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with all of them. I'd actually like Leeds to stay up, but I think Forest might.
I think Forest are going to fall into it.
Yeah.
Mate, bit of a mad one. Away from the Prem, I saw 8 health professionals are standing trial over Maradona's death. This is one of those things, you know, when someone famous dies, it's like we can't let go.
Yeah.
Remember when Michael Jackson died and they had his doctor in there for months and stuff?
Yeah, tribunals and all that.
I think when Pele died, they tried to do the same.
Yeah.
Maradona's popped one and they're saying that...
To be fair, there was people getting selfies with Maradona's dead body in WhatsApp groups. There? Didn't you see those images?
People are fucking mad, aren't
they? Mate, there was pictures of people like next to Maradona and...
What is doctor?
No, but... So he's in the coffin. These might be fake. Don't fact check this on me. But there was pictures, right? And if your editor can find them, you might want to put them up on the screen, of someone in the mortuary like this.
That's heavy, that.
Because he's so famous. So, like, he's Maradona.
Yeah.
So they were like, any chance they could get near his body. And there was stories going around that people found who they were, who took the pictures, and fucking...
They killed them? Shut up, lads.
Honestly, mate. Yeah, that's what I heard anyway.
I'm going in a Maradona little wormhole here, mate. Rabbit hole, whatever you call it.
Because it's mad over there, Argentina and all that. For, like,
oh, yeah.
The gangsters.
Mate, I went to
the cartel and all that.
I went to a Lorente versus Boca Juniors game in Buenos Aires, mate. It was mad.
Yeah. There's like brawls going on in the stadium.
I went down the favelas, mate. It was fucking scary, like. Yeah, so there's apparently 8 health professionals who are standing trial over Maradona's last 12 hours on this planet were in pain. So now they're fucking trying to do him.
So what are they going to try and get him for? Like, not dosing him right, or
probably, yeah,
something like that.
Which I thought was a bit mad. I also mad at a story you've seen that there's this app called Tonsa. Have you seen it?
No.
And it's basically a way for young footballers to video themselves.
Yeah.
Put it onto like a social media app. And then football clubs now are looking at this app. And I watch. So, you know, on Twitter, you'll see like someone score a free kick Sunday League.
So, like, promoting themselves.
Yeah.
This is what we were speaking about last time when we were saying the social media needs to be on point for footballers now.
Well, mate, someone's listened to the pod and started their own idea.
Do we get royalties off that?
He made that idea 3 weeks ago and then turned into a multi-million-pound business in 3 weeks.
If only we had the app developers.
Where have we been, lad? So yeah, basically, you know, on Twitter you'll see someone score a worldie and it's like...
Yeah. So it's like only sports people who can use it.
But now, apparently it's massive in France, and apparently now a few English clubs are looking at it. It could even be like doing skills in the garden, or it could be...
What's it called? Tonsa?
Tonsa, yeah.
That's
have a little Google of that.
That's a great idea, mate. That's something I can see proper kicking off, because like you were saying, if you don't promote yourself now the way the UFC fighters do and boxers try and do, it affects you. It affects your marketability as a player and as a prospect.
Yeah. Oh no, big time. Yeah.
So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that one.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. And the last one on the old foosball, mate. I know it's been spoken about loads, but the whole refs being mic'd up.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think it'll never happen, because I think players treat the refs like shit too much, and the players themselves have got the most to lose because of their brands. You know, you've just been saying that.
Same thing.
So it's like everything that you've just said then is bang on. If you have a young player or whoever player who's got, you know, his deals with all these like big sponsorships and all that, and then all of a sudden he's running up to ref, calling Everton, you know, Everton under the sun, and then his label starts dropping him. You know, we don't want, you know.
But there's an argument to say that the mics on the refs will prevent that. Do you know what I mean? Like, clean it up.
I think it would, yeah, but I think it'd just be too much of a risk
because there's so much money involved.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It would be like, yeah.
Imagine if, I don't know, someone says something sexist or racist or something in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Oh mate, it'd be. That's it.
I like that though. I know I'm not throwing millions of players, but yeah, that's what you like to see. I love that side of shit.
Casual racism?
No, not racism. Just like giving each other a bit of stick and, you know, saying fuck off, ref, you know.
But I do think that's why the pushback is. I'm like you. I think it'd be great, but I just don't think it'll ever happen.
No, when there's too much money involved, the politics of it'll never get it through, and it's a shame really, because I think mic'd up refs is what it needs, because the decisions they're not accountable for any decision.
No, yeah.
The referee literally elbowed Andy Robertson in the fucking jaw 2 weeks ago, and nothing's happening.
I think he's been suspended, Annie, but I know.
But he's not being.
No one's asked him what happened there.
Yeah, it's not getting like anything else happening, so he's not getting fined. He's not getting.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I think it would be great if they. But again, I think we're just hoping.
Yeah. I don't know.
They tried it in France. I saw it a game in France. It was.
Yeah.
And they were doing it, or Italy or France. It was, but yeah.
It'd work. Like that side of the sport needs something, because it's so. There's no transparency. There's no consistency with decisions. VAR's up on its arse. It's just like the game becomes about that more often than not.
Oh no, big time, yeah.
So
even that penalty last night in the Champions League.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's baffling, isn't it?
Yeah. Anything else from you on the old footy, mate?
Don't think so, mate. No, I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Champions League into AC is going to be interesting.
Yeah, obviously both at the San Siro, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're both like neck and neck in the league for fourth as well, I think.
Are they? Yeah.
I think they're like 3 points difference or 4 points difference to try and get fourth. So
yeah,
it's going to be an interesting tie, that.
Mate, we're going to cover now. In fact, before we cover boxing, horse racing, tennis, and snooker, we'll do our quiz. But before we do the quiz,
The impossible question.
Mate, did you see the ultra marathon runner?
Which one?
Who's cheated?
Yeah.
Oh, this is brilliant.
The woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. She got a taxi or something.
So there's a race that goes from Liverpool to Manchester. It's about 40-50 miles or something. and this woman come third. But then when they were looking at her like a tracker, she travelled 35 miles per hour for like 2 minutes or something like that. She done
like 2 miles in 1.7 minutes. Like,
so she had to come out and apologise and said and all that. But
what was her excuse?
She was sick or something. I don't know.
But then stop and then carry on. Like,
not get a taxi.
Get a taxi. Calling an Uber on the side of the.
So yeah, madness.
That is insane. I wonder if she thought she was going to get away with it.
Well, she did for a bit.
Just not mention it.
I mean, we used to have a saying in the Marines,
insane.
like, you know, if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough. And it was that get that competitive edge going.
Yeah.
There's that, and there's getting a fucking taxi down the 62 to fucking win the race.
I half want to see her not hold her hands up to it though and go, I just ran that fast.
Yeah, I just had this Red Bull and just went,
had a pre-workout.
Fucking hell.
I needed this shit.
Yeah, that is a fast run then if you're eating the shit.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Right, mate, this week's question, we've done the little wheel of names before, and I'm going to ring. It was Jack Byrne who's getting a call. Now, I actually know Jack personally as well, so it'd be nice to ring him now. Let's hope he answers. Right, here we go.
Hello.
All right, Jack.
Yeah.
What's happening, lad? Andy Grant, you all right?
Oh, what's happening, Andy? All right, mate?
Yeah, lad, you are live on the Legged Sportscast, lad, for a chance to win 200 quid.
No swearing. Go on.
You ready for this?
Do you know what? I wouldn't have got any of the others right, so I'm not hopeful for this one. But let's go.
They have been tough. So last week's question was who was the highest points tally to get relegated, yeah?
Yeah.
This week's question is, what is the lowest points tally someone has won the league?
Say in the 70s. 78?
Oh!
What?
75.
Oh, never mind,
my
mate.
God.
Man United in 96, 97, mate.
Yeah.
Jack, mate. Unlucky, lad. Thanks for supporting the pod, mate.
Go on, lad. See you later.
See you soon. Ta-ra.
Oh my.
Lad, I'm giving away 250 quid next week. 250 quid next week. All you got to do is answer this question. They haven't been that hard, have they?
I mean, to get the points and yeah.
Well, anyway,
yeah,
it's 250.
Fucking general one. What colour the Liverpool playing?
It's 250 next week. All you got to do is sign up on Patreon, and with that, you are entered into the draw.
Are you gonna have to do closest to?
Nah, I'm just gonna keep banging
Just
it up
keep
each week.
Till it gets to like $1,000.
At the end of the year, it'd be like for £3,000.
Yeah. The problem is you're spending that though every week because it's not getting won.
No. Be taking a loan out at the end of the year. Oh, about £4,000 to someone.
One of the Patreon members about £7,000. Yeah.
Right, mate. Off footy and onto boxing. Did you see Joyce?
Yes, I
get
did.
His absolute
ass kicked.
His right eye just filled in.
Yeah, did.
Or his left eye or whatever it was.
It was interesting. I thought Joyce was going to take that bout, but because he was mouthing off beforehand about Joshua saying like he's not a big draw and he should have won that bout. But you never know with boxing. He just got outclassed.
He come in lighter though, didn't he? Which I thought was a bit.
Yeah, he
weird.
did. I don't know whether he thought he was going to have the speed advantage, but he couldn't avoid the overhand right. That's what the issue was with it. He just kept getting tagged, and yeah, it was a great performance. Is it Zhang?
Zhang, yeah.
It was a great performance from him.
Did you see his eye?
Yeah. It didn't look great, like, did it? It looked like a monkey's ass, didn't it? It was just swollen.
It fucking
like
did,
that,
yeah. So, go round Knowsley Safari, yeah, and it looked exactly like Joe Joyce's eye.
Yeah. Yeah, it was naughty. I wonder how long that takes to heal. To like, because it was completely shut over.
Oh, mate, it was ugly as... Oh.
Yeah.
But it made me think though as well, mate, with him getting beat. Not like the last British hope, but, you know, he was like, you know, something that to get us all...
Yeah,
you know, in the backdrop of Joshua and not putting on a great performance and Fury just not even getting in the ring. I don't know, there seems to be a bit of hype around him and stuff, and then he just gets stopped.
Yeah.
It's like the state of British boxing at the minute. It's just, I mean, I'm only a fair weather fan anyway, but I mean, I don't know, it just seems like so far away from the kind of years of like where Joshua was like, you know, on that rise. You had Fury beating Klitschko, you had, you know, Callum Smith was fighting, you know, Liam Smith fighting Canelo, and so much going on. I don't know, and then now it just feels a bit...
You can't see where it's going, can you?
Nah, not really, no.
There's a few little matches that you can, or fights that you can think, but there doesn't seem to be any momentum in the sport in the UK.
There probably is for people who are hardcore boxing fans. There probably is like loads to talk going on, but I don't know, for a fair weather boxing fan, there's not a lot there to get me dead excited about.
And they're the ones who pay for the pay-per-views. Yeah. That, you know, the neutral fan is who you've got to try and captivate. Yeah,
I seen that they added to like the misery of boxing that Ben's been suspended by UCAD now as well. Yeah. So that's all still rumbling on.
Yeah.
And I think that
cheating.
That pisses people off because you just don't really know where you stand with it, do you?
No. It seems to be one rule for one and another rule for the rest as well. So
I've seen as well that Liam Smith and Eubank both being fined over the comments. Yeah. I mean, it was funny that. Yeah. Did you see that press conference?
The one before the fight?
Went a bit below the line. Well,
yeah. It was like a schoolyard though, wasn't it?
I think he said he accused Liam of cheating on his missus, and then Liam insinuated that he might be gay.
Yeah.
And it all went a bit dark very quickly.
Yeah.
And they've both been fined anyway.
Who've they been fined by? Like the boxing commission?
Probably, yeah.
Boxing commission.
Boxing board of control or something.
Yeah. I mean, I like that back and forth between the boxers, like. But yeah, it is what it is. Chat shit, get banged out.
Chat shit, and he fucking did get banged, you bang. And then the last one, mate, on the boxing, which I don't even know why I mention it, because there's more chance of my leg growing back than this happening. But they're talking now, Saudi Arabia putting up 400 million and having all four of, what is it, Wilder, Joshua, Fury, and Usyk, all on one big Royal Rumble, 2 fights in one night, 400 mil. There is fucking not a chance on this planet that is going to happen.
I think there's more chance of getting them to do a Royal Rumble in that same stadium than there is to actually fight each other in the ring.
And then my leg growing back, forcing my prosthetic to fall off, and then someone like smacking someone over the head.
To death
and that's the winning way. Andy Grant's prosthetic leg in Saudi Arabia.
No legs barred.
That's what they're going to call it. There's fucking no chance that's going to happen.
No.
They can't get two of them to agree. Why suddenly someone went, but we can get 4 of them to agree? Yeah.
Well, Fury had a video that he posted today saying big news coming soon while he was like pumping his legs. I'm like,
lads, I haven't followed him, lads.
Yeah.
I've muted him and everything, so he doesn't even come up on my feed no matter what.
It's boring, innit?
Yeah.
It's boring, but
there's so much back.
I can't get excited about it. Boxing.
No, that's what I mean.
I'm just like,
does me fucking head in. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I see, mate. So you never went to Grand National, did you? I went all 3 days. Had a great time there. 3 horses sadly passed away, which has caused a lot of the headlines, as did the protests. I didn't even know there was protests going on. I was wellied. I was like four jugs of pins in at this point.
Protesting at the bar for them in the bevy.
What's that?
Can I fucking head on that?
No, I had a Guinness, and then on the Saturday was nice weather. I had 1 Guinness, and then that was me done.
Yeah.
I was on the Pims most of the day, so by the time 5:15 come, it actually got to 5:30. I looked at my watch and went, isn't the fucking Grand National meant to be going now? And someone went, there's protesters apparently.
All right.
So I was I wasn't even aware of it, none the wiser. But I've seen some of the trainers come out and said that the protesters actually probably have had an effect on the horses' death, and the trainer's point was the horses are in such a routine, you know, they're in the paddock, they come out, they get the saddle on, they have a parade round, and then they go out on the course, run the race, that's it. That all happened, but then as they were about to go on the course, that's when the protest started. So the horses were ordered to go back in the paddock, they got the saddles taken off them. The horses probably thinking, what the fuck's going on here? So they're out of kilt, they're out of routine, they're getting jeered up a little bit when they have to go again, and one trainer insinuated that, you know, it was the protesters' fault that caused the deaths. I mean, we'll never know that, but
that it sounds like bullshit. That to me, like,
does it?
Oh, mate, yeah. The protest that them horses have got to be used to just getting the saddles took on and off all day long in training, and that. I mean, the horses aren't like, I'm meant to be running the national. I'm meant to be running the national in 5 minutes. What's this fella doing with his sign?
What's that big banner say where I can't see it?
They give me stick, what have I done? Like, I can't see the horses being like,
having
a fucking hot flush, do you know what I mean? Like,
you don't think it's put them off, no?
Absolutely not. They have blinders. They have one job to do. I can't see them being that, like, the horses being that reliant on the routine. Like, the horses don't know what time they're doing the national. Like,
no, but they probably got a routine.
They don't rehearse the national. Do you know what I mean? They don't, like, go, right, I want you to be in your stable for 3 o'clock.
No, but if, okay, let me be devil's advocate.
Oh,
if this was
fucking hell, what you do if this fella runs out?
If this was a boxing match though, right, and you were getting at me and you were coming out to fight or something, you were in your change, I was in mine, you were good to go, and then they went, oh, fucking Andy's not in there yet, and you were, oh, fuck, you're not thinking it'd wind you up a bit?
It would, but we have nerves. Horses aren't, like, in the mirror, like, fucking hell, best fucking run this race good, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is throwing me off my game. My shoes feel sweaty. Like, that's just not happening.
You've made me start doubting me argument now. I was bang on this trainer here, and now I'm thinking, nah, Callie's right.
I think the trainer probably does think that because he's so in tune with the routine of the horse himself.
Yeah.
But I don't think, I mean, was it Save Horses Pro? Was it that the
animal? I don't know what they're called anymore. The other thing to think about it, right, is, and again, I'm not going to profess to know everything about horses, mate, but they have a good life. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I haven't got a horse. Well, my little girl's got a horse.
Yeah.
Mate, they get looked after so much. These horses. Do you know what I mean? She hasn't got a racehorse. She's just got a little one, like
a wooden one.
Little rocking horse one. It's fucking varnished every night. Fucking hell. No, so they get looked after well. The argument I've got with these animal protesters, right, is I heard one of them on the radio. They were like, 80 million animals get killed every year, and I'm like, right, okay, so you're a vegan, and that's fine. You know, each to their own. But just because you're a vegan doesn't mean everyone's got to stop eating meat. Yeah. Essentially, do you know what I mean? Yeah,
it's like sort of selective outrage, you know.
Yeah. So it's like their big thing was obviously 3 animals have died, as do 80 million animals each year. We need to stop this, and horse racing is one of the ways that they can use that as the platform. Everyone watches it and make their point.
I empathise with people like that, because like a lot of the arguments against protesting is, why would you do it in this setting? Like, why are you ruining this event? Like, it's like, how else?
Yeah, that's the perfect way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, like, if it's not like the snooker was the same, if you're not going to make a show of doing it and you're not going to get people's attention, no one's listening to protesters on TikTok.
Not really a protest, is it? No.
Like, protest TikTok isn't a popular channel. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but where do you draw the line?
Well, that's the thing. So then you stop greyhound racing or something, then maybe, I don't know. You do that next or something?
Yeah, I mean, and I think the problem is there's so many issues in the world. Like, to pick one and just go, well, that's the one I'm gonna. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, just.
I love animals though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Same.
I think AP McCoy done a great. Who was I talking to this about? I think he done a great one, and he was like, AP McCoy went, listen, I love horses.
Yeah.
Love them. I love cake. Okay. I can't eat cake every single day. I love them so much, but I can't eat it.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta like let horses like running, and that's what they're trained to do. And I've probably fucked up his argument, but he was making the point that, like, you know, you can love something and still enjoy it in different ways and stuff like that. And listen, animals get a great life, and I'm a massive fan of horse racing. And
it seems selective to me sometimes, and like I said, I empathise with these people who love animals, but you don't give a fuck about the pigeons in town that are just feeding off scraps, do you? Like, when you see someone kick a pigeon, no one like...
What a great analogy this is.
Do you know what I mean? Like, no one gives a fuck about the pigeons in town who've got, like, bald spots.
Yeah.
And fucking...
Loads of pigeons in town, amputees, you know?
Yeah.
I see them watch the little legs, as you see, lad, loads.
They have a terrible time, like.
Well, no, you can compare in 3 Grand National horses dying to the pigeons in Connie Square.
But they're all the same though, aren't they? Like, just because one is more majestic looking and, you know, seems like it's a nicer thing, you know, would be nicer if it was a person, but...
Do you know me, and this probably says more about me than the animal protesters, and this is terrible, I'm not asked enough about anything in life to protest, I don't think, you know. Like, in my life so far, nothing's riled me up that much where I've thought, I'm going to go and fucking stand there and
The lockdowns,
you know,
lockdowns was close.
I still didn't though. I didn't do anything about it. Really, I just moaned.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, just moaned about it. I think
Just
it comes
Twitter.
down back to that though. Like, what effect are you gonna have?
No, and it's
if you go out and process, how are you gonna move the needle? How far are you gonna move the needle?
It's just I think this will be the start. This Extinction Rebellion.
Yeah.
They're gonna be doing the marathon this weekend. They've said that they're not gonna get involved in the London Marathon. But again, it's all the same thing. You just mentioned snooker then.
Yeah.
There's a guy come out on the snooker table through orange
powder
or something on it. That was about the oil.
Yeah. On the other table, someone tried to glue themselves to it, but they stopped them, didn't they?
Again,
as well.
I care about loads of stuff. Would I glue my hand to something? Probably not.
No.
Mate, that's maybe me. Listen, if you don't...
Do you need to take some advice off the Everton fans who staple themselves to the posts?
That was great, that one. Listen, it's probably on me that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, but
yeah,
it's...
Maybe. But I'm a believer in, like, do what you can to move the needle as far as you can, but, like, do it in a way that, like, for me, if I was going to go about it, if I didn't market me message well enough, I'd just be like, just look after the horses that you can.
Yeah.
Go to your local horse sanctuary, make sure they're treating them well.
Yeah. That's a great shout, lad. Yeah.
So,
mate,
but again, yeah, do your protesting. If you're a protester, fucking do your thing. I love to see it. I'm gonna draw some of them.
Do it.
Especially with the orange powder and all that.
Lad, that orange powder want to be a belter.
That's gonna be a belter video. I can't wait to do it.
Oh, lad, you got to, lad.
Yeah.
Sticking on horse race, last couple, mate, was Punchestown next week. I've been to Punchestown. Anyone gets a chance to go, it's brilliant. Big festival in Ireland next week. And, mate, the Grand National winner, Rambler, was it Karach Rambler, I think, or something?
Yeah, something like that.
It was part of a syndicate. He was the youngest ever owner.
Was he your favourite?
He was the favourite, yeah. And it was the youngest ever owner.
What's a syndicate?
So where you all throw money in.
Ah, okay.
Each, so they all like throw a couple of grand in each and all split the fees each month.
Ah, I see. That's the first one to ever do it and win it.
Well, it's the youngest owner.
Oh, the youngest.
Youngest, yeah. I think he was 21. He was. So fair play to him.
Yeah, done well, like, didn't it?
I was well up Thursday and Friday. Then got to Saturday. Was a couple of jugs of Pimm's deep, and went heavy on a Cool Survivor, just because I was pissed and I thought out myself of my life. I was thinking,
that's me.
That's me. That. Yeah. And it's fucking. I think it might have been the one that fucking died. I think, to be honest, lads. Anyway.
Got me to eat its words.
Yeah. Mate, on to tennis. Again, I don't think I've ever done this show and there's been something positive to talk about British tennis.
No.
We're fucking shite. Emma Raducanu got beat again in the last 16.
Yeah.
Mate,
she's not on a good run, is she?
She's not won more than 3 games on the spin since she won that US Open. Mad.
Bit of a one-hit wonder, unfortunately.
Mad. And that's all I've ever said, Callie, about it. But this British media, we put her up there as if she's the next Serena Williams, and unfortunately, I don't think she is.
Yeah, but she seems to have that star quality about her, other than her looks. But she's got a good personality.
Yeah, like likability.
Well. Yeah, likability, and I think they just want to root for her because who else is there?
That's what I mean.
Do you know what I mean? It's like they've just got to root for someone, haven't they?
Yeah. So yeah, not great there. And the other thing I saw was mad. It was I think we spoke about it a few weeks ago. So Sabalenka she's the Russian tennis player, and she spoke about like dressing room beef that, like, you know, because she's Russian
with the Ukraine.
Yeah, and it's like, and she's like, listen, it's not. I've not fucking invaded anyone. It's not me. What hasn't helped the cause? Cause is the Belarusian president has come out and like was like, "Way Sabalenka," and she's like, "No, stop fucking mentioning my name. Like, don't put me like, do you know what I mean?" And she's kind of tried to distance herself away. Yeah. And then this Belarusian president kind of went
G'ing her up
a little bit, yeah.
Fucking hell. And
she's just like, so she's a bit unhappy with him now. She's just like, keep me out of it, which, I mean, as you can well understand, it's not a war. She hasn't bloody killed anyone. She just wants to get on with the tennis.
Yeah.
And just by the grace of God, she's Russian, and she's now getting tired with this brush, which...
It's your typical politician's move, though, innit?
Yeah.
To like get the propaganda with a famous player and get the backing of a celebrity in the country, and yeah, it's not great, like.
No. And mate, the last one to finish on, mate, was snooker. Have you done any snooker art, have you?
I've not done any yet.
It's the World Championships this week, so you could...
It's sad that the first piece of snooker art I'm going to do is a protester on the fucking table with orange fur all over him.
I'm looking forward to that, though.
Yeah.
You're going to do him, like, what, mid-shot with? Like, where it's like...
All, proper all over him. Yeah, well, I'll do the full video, though. It'll be interesting.
So we already mentioned that Protester. It's the World Championship started in snooker.
Yeah.
He's obviously made his name already, the Protester. Made the 5th seed. Trump got beat by McGill out, which has obviously opened it up a bit. But the big one to look forward to, which is going to be, I think it's today or Friday, when you listen to it, guys, so either yesterday, Thursday, or today, Friday. You got Ronnie is playing against, I don't know how you say his name, Vafaei, I think it is, which is interesting because they've had a bit of beef in the past. Yeah,
WWE snooker, hasn't it?
Basically, Ronnie's a bit of a controversial character. He's come out and he just, when something's shit, he'll just say, it's fucking shit, I can't be arsed playing. And that Vafaei's come out and said, like, he's not good for the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's bringing the game into disrepute. He doesn't, and so Ronnie's like, listen, fucking bring it on more. Yeah. Talk more shit, let's go.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think that type of stuff, although it's sort of negative, it still brings eyes to the sport, doesn't it? So we just need them to have a Barney on the set now.
I imagine if Ronnie just starts spinning a golf cue. Come on then, what do you say?
Yeah, I think Ronnie's going to smoke him now.
Yeah, he will.
He's going to smoke him, isn't he? But it'll be interesting because if they have a little back and forth during the game,
that'd be brilliant.
That'd be so good. That might just be what snooker needs to.
Do you know what snooker needs to do, mate? Yeah, I do. I'm a bit of a geek, so sometimes when I'm bored, I'll go on like Ronnie O'Sullivan highlights and like controversial moments. Yeah. And snooker can be fun if you have characters like Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yeah. Not
only watching him do a 147 in about 7.5 minutes, but even when he's like having shit with the referee and that, that's fucking brilliant. You know, there's some great clips out there of him.
Unbelievable. One of the best clips I've seen of him is when he's in the last frame and he could win the game if he wins this like frame, and he says to the ref after the first black he pots, he goes, "What's the bonus for the year?
What's the pot? Yeah.
No, I'm gonna win anyway.
Lad, there's like 2 or 3 balls been potted.
Whether I can be asked.
And he just looks at them and goes, "How much is it?"
And he waits for like 5 minutes, like sipping his drink, like 50 grand.
Have you seen the one where he can get a 147, but because the prize pot for a 147 is so shit,
he doesn't do it.
He does the pink in the end and gets a 146.
Yeah.
That's what you want in the game. You want those characters, and so the Snooker World Champ started now. So that'd be good to get involved in and watch Ronnie.
Yeah, I think like I said, he's gonna win it, but.
Mate,
a bit of back and forth is what we need there.
Yeah, I think that's us, Callie. It's no F1. They've got a break, haven't they, for a few weeks?
No, some UFC. There's been some big UFC bouts though.
Of course, yeah. Actually, let's finish on the UFC. In fact, one that's on the boxing. There's the big one, Garcia and
Gervonta Davis.
That's this weekend.
Yeah, that'll be a good.
Did you see John? How do you say his name?
Gervonta Davis. I think.
Did you see his? Did you see that punch ball thing?
No.
And he had a bigger punch than Wilder.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I think it was Wilder.
Like speed and technique.
He's only like 5'5" or something as well.
Yeah, I seen he was on a live with this YouTuber on like TikTok or something, and Garcia jumped on the live and he bet the whole purses on the fight.
What?
Like during the live, he was like, "I'm that confident, I'll bet me whole purse." So I don't know whether he was like, "Let's sign a contract," and
wow, really?
Done. So that's going to be fucking interesting this weekend. Yeah, I don't know whether they actually
legally
went through with it.
done, like, do you reckon?
I don't think it's even a legal thing. It's a gentleman's agreement, isn't it?
Lad, there's no gentleman in that boxing.
No, there isn't.
Like Tyson Fury going, I'm giving all my pay.
The promoters must have been like,
yeah, bullshit. It's like Tyson Fury says he give all his money to the homeless. Did he fuck?
No, I don't think he
Imagine
did.
some homeless fella coming up to Tyson Fury, gentleman's
walking
agreement,
lads, in Balenciagas.
So that's this weekend, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight. I think Garcia could take it.
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant fighter.
After the punch power of seeing that Gervonta Davis though, mate, it's you got.
Yeah.
As I'm being 5'5" and having a bigger punch than Wilder.
Yeah, that's
heavy.
It's
that
like a steam train. He's built differently, innit? But we'll see.
What was the UFC again this weekend?
We've This weekend we've just had Max Holloway. He beat the British lad.
Oh yeah, 22 fights he was at Arnold, it was, wasn't he?
Yeah, Arnold. He was he was on a big winning streak and he done well. But Max Holloway's just a killer. He's been around. He's a veteran. He knows how to get the job done.
I was thinking with Max Holloway, kind of gave him a bit of a hard time in the sense that once he got beat by McGregor, at that point I was just on the McGregor train and thought that's just some little bum. Yeah. But he's since, rebuilt his career and actually, he's had a stellar career since.
Unbelievable. He became champion as well. He had 3 boss fights with Volkanovski, who's a killer too. And I thought he won one of them as well.
That fight where he was talking to the commentators
against Qatar, and he's I'm the best boxer in the UFC,
and he's like, just dodge, go dude,
and he's not even looking at the fighter. Unbelievable moments. I'm going to draw that too. I just can't find a good reference image for it. But the main event was last weekend or the weekend before was Adesanya and Pereira too. And get on Callie's Instagram for his
I've just done a video of it. You've drawn it to belter.
I've got it as a phone wallpaper on my phone. Comes out first round and just went at him. Went at Pereira, went at him, and you could see he was more confident, but Pereira was hitting him with the leg kicks, and he gets him against the fence, and you just think, oh, fuck, he's gonna knock him out again.
Yeah, I thought that, lad. And
then just out of nowhere, he just
his celebrations were the best bit about that fight.
Oh my god, knocks him out and then does his own celebration. And he done 3 arrows as well for the 3 knockouts that he lost. He just like went bam.
So he's been knocked out 3 times, had he, as well?
He lost on decision the first time against him. The second time he got knocked out cold. Third time was a TKO. But then he absolutely deaded him. Deaded Pereira back, didn't he?
Oh yeah. It was a belter.
Knocked him out. Done his own celly and then snaps the bow over his knee and everything.
Yeah, it was just then did you see the one he done to his kid? Pereira's kid?
Yeah.
That was it, every lad.
Like went like that and dived, and his kid was like crying in the stands. And
did you see the original where Pereira's kid done it to him though?
When he first knocked him out, unbelievable story. But that was great. I proper enjoyed it.
I don't know if there's any UFC this weekend though. Properly looked into it.
The next big one, I think there's a fight night coming up. The next big fight is Cejudo's coming back to fight Aljamain Sterling bantamweight for the belt. Cejudo beat DJ as well, like years ago, but he's been retired for the last few years. That's going to be about, but there's not really many big names.
Get McGregor back, lad. That's what I'm saying, lad.
Well, he's going to fight, isn't he? He's going to fight Chandler after the Ultimate Fighter series is done. That'll be interesting as well.
And he just needs to wait for his little 6 month in the testing pool to come through, lad.
Oh mate, yeah.
He needs to get off.
I need longer than that, to be honest.
He needs to get off that fucking T-Rex fucking steroids.
Mate, yeah, absolutely. But there's not that many interesting fights coming up that I know of.
No.
At the minute, so
we'll keep it. The footy's keeping me excited anyway for the time being.
Yeah.
Right, listen, Callie. As always, mate, it's a pleasure. Get on Callie's drawings as well. I want to see the snooker one, lad.
Yeah,
sooner rather than later.
I meant to say last time as well, I do free phone wallpapers of people in sport. So if you want one, go to callieonline.uk and you can download them for free. And there's about 120, 150 on there. So if you want to go down and get something new for your phone, then head over there.
Right, completely free. As he said, go and check them out. There are some absolute belters on there. I had one of those weird things, lad, where I was having on the bog the other day having a shit and I was on your Instagram. Just looking at all the different ones you've done, lad.
I've done loads,
lad, there's loads, lad.
There's loads. Like I said, I'm doing one a day, so if anyone's got any requests of ones that they want as well.
There's so many. It's not even recent stuff that you do either, is it? There's so many iconic moments that you've done that are just like out there. So again, if you've got like a favourite sport person or whatever, then hit Callie up and I'm sure you're sorted now.
Defo. Right. Defo, nice one.
As always, so I'm giving away 250 next week. Get your friends involved, and if you are on Patreon, make sure you send us in your number so you are in with the draw. Massive thanks as always for the support, and we'll see you next week.